Today I lost 1,900 bucks trading the S&P 500 futures. I'm a futures trader and options trader. Today I just traded the futures, and I was down about 1,900 bucks, and then I decided to call it a day. So let's just dive into some of these trades. First off, my strategy and my system is based off of two things really. First thing, market profile. This is where I get my levels and everything. And then secondly, more shorter term and also longer term VWAPs. Okay. So we're going to dive into that in a second, but here's the P&L, minus 1900, 3750. But these were all valid trades until they weren't. Okay. So if you look at on the right side over here, position MAE versus MFE, this is basically telling you how much you were up on a position. The most you were up on a long position, it shows you the highest it was at while you were in it. And MAE is the opposite, the most you were down in that position. Okay, so as you can see, it's like most of these trades, except for two, were insubstantial profits. So the setups were there, my system was working, but the market wasn't really cooperating, right? And it's been tough for me, for my system, the past few days. In the mornings has been tough, but then in the afternoon you get a clear setup. It's just, for me, I like trading in the mornings and I'm not really sticking around till the afternoon, so maybe that has to change a little bit. But yeah, it is what it is. Stick to the plan. That's all I can do. Stick to my plan, stick to my risk. So let's just get into like some of the details on these trades, expand them all. So the first one was like 918. Okay, so the first one was 918 in the morning. It was a long trade. All of these were long trades, guys. This morning I was just trading long. Okay, so you can see the setup this morning. It was long. It went, I took some nice profits, got in around, where's my entry at? So I entered 42.85 on the S&P. These are all S&P 500 trades. I got in 42.85, part of my strategy, right? If you look on the left, that was pre-market. So pre-market, I was trading the futures, and I was trading my strategy. This was a break back inside of balance. Target was somewhere up until like 43.05, 43.10 zone. But all we could get was a push like right before the overnight high, right? So when the market actually opened up, we got a push close to the overnight high that got rejected. So I ended up taking some profits at 42.95 on that setup, and locked in some gains there. So the morning was starting off great, right? Caught a nice trade. My planned R multiple was like a 6-to-1 on that, right? Every trade I take, I'm risking like 3 to 4 points, sometimes even 2 points on the S&P. In this case, it went like 10 points in my favor, scaled out of some, and then the rest took me out at my stop. When I'm trading these kind of balanced plays and the market's really not going anywhere, it's kind of sideways and it's not trending, when I'm taking these inside balance, we call them fade plays, I'm not moving my stop. Okay, so 9 times out of 10, you move your stop after you take your first scale out on these trades that are, just chopping around inside of balance. You're going to get taken out, and, you're just micromanaging your trade. And that's what I've learned not to do with these type of fade plays, right? So whatever. Went up, scaled some out, ended up coming back down at the open and taking me out at around, what was the price? It took me out at 42.81. So yeah, this one I had a 3.25 point stop loss. Okay, so it ended up taking me out at what time? 9:52. So I was in at 9:18. Took me out of the rest at 9:52. And this setup was still kind of valid right here, right? I was looking at this as a, just a little stop run, right? It was attempting to break lower, quickly got bought back up, and I'm pretty sure this is where I got right back in the trade. If we go to the next trade, lost 125 on this one. I got into the trade at 9:53. Okay, so I got in at 9:53, pretty much exactly what I just said. Right after getting stopped out on the rest of my other position, right? I saw some buying come back in, and I entered again on a long 42.82. Stop at 79.25, right? So I got long again, pretty much right here, with a stop right under that candle, and the same thing. All right, the trade, pretty sure it marks it up here. Yeah. So the trade was working out, went up like, I don't know, almost 5 points ish. And then again, came back out, took me out, right? So yeah, that was round 2 right here. This big red candle, that's where it took me out on the second attempt. And then we'll go into the next trade. This is where it started to affect my P&L. These, more of these attempts at the same trade. I just kept taking small paper cuts. But the trades were working out in the beginning, and then the market did its thing and, tanked. 79.50 was the next long at 10.02. So 10.02 is like right around here. Kind of bottom chasing here. It's still inside of the -2 on this VWAP, which is 2 standard deviations under VWAP. So it was still valid for me, kind of fading it more aggressively here now. But again, kind of starts working out in your favor and then stopped out on the rest, right? So yeah, that one was a full -3 point stop on that one. And I'm trading like 2 to 3 contracts at a time on this specific account. So that was that setup right there. Again, just fading the selling, which at this point wasn't too aggressive, but it was still pointing that, the sellers were in control. If you look down at the order flow at the bottom, this is a cumulative delta. Basically sums up the bid and the ask volume. And if it's negative, that means, there's more sellers involved. If it's positive, it's typically more buying happening. Okay. It's just adding up the bid and the ask volume, right? So next trade, what do we got? Next trade, same thing, -3 points. This one just went instantly against me. At this point, I'm kind of chasing trades now. 42.81.50 at 10.28. So 10.28 was right around here. So at this point, I'm thinking, all right, we're coming back into balance, and maybe we'll get a reversion back up to 42.92. Okay, so we're coming into balance. We're kind of flirting on the edge of it, and then I bought in, and this one almost instantly within the next 3 minutes, took me out. And then we saw on the tape. Let me move my screen. Then we saw on the tape down below at this same time. I can't put my arrow there. The sellers started to really get aggressive. Okay, so that's when I kind of stepped away. I was like, all right, maybe, this is not staying inside of balance, and it's time for the down move, right? This whole time I had a level down at 65 and 55, which is part of the market profile chart. This is just where, a spot on the market profile where I saw an important reference point, right? Even if you look at yesterday's chart, yesterday's action, how respected that 65 was in the afternoon, okay? And then also today, once we finally got down into that level, started respecting it again. So there's no coincidence where the market bottomed out today, right? Given these market profile levels. So yeah, I should have waited the whole time. Part of my morning plan was, hey, if we come down into the zone, this is where I want to buy, right? Just I got too aggressive on these fade plays, and I wasn't able to take advantage of it later in the session. I did try, though. I tried again on the next trade, which was closer to 79, 1030. So I did take one more try at it, even when this next candle. So like 1031, I tried again and re-entered. Took another stop out on that. And then 64. Okay, so 64 was my entry. So this is me attempting to catch the low here when price actually finally came down and revisited my zone, right? This blue zone, this is my bull zone for the day. This is where I wanted to buy. This is where I wanted to get long, right? Based on the levels that I just showed you from my market profile chart. And it was pretty clear this market wanted to bottom out here, and you know, that's exactly what it did. The buyers showed up once we got down into this level, same exact way they did yesterday, at this exact level. So it kind of repeated itself 2 days in a row. But again, I was just, you know, I kind of over traded it and didn't want to keep pressing, and then left the desk. And by the time I got back, you know, this area was, you know, long gone, and it started pumping off of there. So my last trade was 42.64 at 10:41 a.m. So 10:41 a.m. I kind of bought it right on the first touch, right? I bought it right on the first touch, 10:41 a.m. This one ended up going up a few points in profit. Let me see. Yeah, actually from 64 went up to about 69. I had my sell limits on this trade at 70, and it never fucking hit. So I wasn't able to scale out and take any of those scale outs up here into 70. And then, as you could see, it started breaking a little lower, right? And now creating a little better of a bottom as this thing just kind of went sideways, you know, for I don't even know how long, from this beginning of this low 1040 up until like 12 o'clock is when it started running, right? And then you got even a retest over here at like 1:10 p.m. and that was your, you know, that was the picture perfect trade right there, off of the level, inside of balance, right? So that was the picture perfect trade right there. Like I said, I just ran out of chips, ran out of tries. I hit my daily loss limit, and I was like, that's it. You know, come back next day with a fresh slate. But was that the last trade? No, so I took one more attempt at 66, which was at 11:02. 11:02 was at 66, like right on top of that level, and that was when I called it a day after that loss right there. So yeah, I ran out of chips, and then in the afternoon, the play that I wanted. So for all of these longs, I was looking for a move up into this 43.03 level. Okay, 43.03 level. Part of the strategy, I would have probably scaled out of some in the middle of the zone, right at the VWAP, and then the other side, which is like 42.88, and then up into this 43.04, 43.10 zone, right? We didn't quite make it up there, but definitely offered some good returns if you're able to stick with the plan and, you know, stick with it, and take advantage of it around like 1 p.m. Eastern time, even back here at 12 p.m., right? You got a nice move, and then you got a retest, and then it took off towards the end of the day. But yeah, that was the trading day for me, guys. Yeah, just one winner, 6 losers. A lot of these trades went into profits. Maybe there's an argument that I overtraded a little bit, but part of my system, you know, I'm not risking a lot, so I could afford a bunch of these paper cuts, because I know when I hit a trade, it's going to be 20, 30 points. And yeah, it's just part of the game. But I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown And the platform I'm using is TradeZella. And yeah, if you want to learn more about my system, I'll put the link down below. You could come and trade with me. I trade live at least 3 times a week in the Discord and share my strategy, exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, if you like these videos, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it. And keep doing more of these reviews if you guys like them. All right? So smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully we have a better day tomorrow. Actually, I might take off tomorrow. It's NFP day, Friday, and then we got a holiday on Monday. So who knows? Maybe I'll skip the day tomorrow, hit the golf course. That's just the life of a trader, right? But I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.